go. What's up, everybody? I'm just opening up my windows here. I need to make sure I have everything I need. So I need the chat if there's anybody who jumps in to say hello. Again, this is impromptu, so hope you can hear me. Got my microphone set up. Today I'm going to be painting a bit of this unfinished commission. So I've had this on my desk for a while. This is a figure from the game it's called Conquest: Last Argument of Kings, and this is a monster from that range. I believe its name is Rakshasa. He's pretty cool. Hey Primo, thanks for joining me, bud. How you doing today? I'm gonna try and get him in focus. I might need to change my camera to the triple. He's a little far away. Hold on. Bear with me, please. Sorry. Make sure I get the thing in focus. It's on auto. The joys of live streaming. Just don't want this wire in the way. Let's see if I can adjust this a bit. Hey Zainavande, how you doing? It is a very cool model, isn't it? Yeah, you can ask away, but I'll do my best to answer. I have other stuff I can reference too if you have any specific questions. Let's see if I can get this zoomed in here. That looks good. Look at those eyes. Cool. Okay, that's better. Right, yeah, so I've been working on this guy for a while, and I really want to get it back to the client. He's been very patient. It's just like there's like little lingering things I need to finish, like the face and the fire. I did another one for him as well that was like a lot more detailed, and I got that one back to him super quick. And this one has been like on my desk for way too long. So I just wanted to dive back into it and start putting the finishing touches on it. But yeah, ask away. I'll do my best answers, best I know how. So, what I want to do with this is kind of evaluate where everything's at. I just painted the pupils on real quick, and now I need to figure out like what am I focusing on first. So. Couple things. I don't want to go crazy with the detail on this, but I do want to tighten it up a lot before I hand it back to him, because I just have some standards for myself that I want to achieve, and they're not quite there yet. I like everything to like look clean. I don't like anything to look messy, and right now it's all just a little bit messy in places. So I'm going to go and just sort of tidy up where I see opportunity. And I'll check on your questions in just 1 second. Can you hear me okay? Am I loud enough? These are the scale. This scale is still in 28 millimeter, or like it's like closer to 32 millimeter for the game Conquest: Last Argument of Kings. So this is like a monster in that range. So like the typical soldier, I don't have one near me. He'd be like closer to, yeah, I don't have any Conquest figures on me, but like a normal human might be, let me see. In this game, like a normal human might be a little bit taller than this Canadian trooper I have here. So this guy's from Bolt Action. He's a little shorter. I think a human in the game comes up to maybe like 2 head heights higher. But it depends on the faction. But yeah, you kind of get a sense for how much of a chance this guy has against them. How do I make my own camo that can look good on, say, a modern U.S. soldier or modern Warfare SS? It's always nice to be creative in painting historical. I would say it's all about layering, but so I would just pick 3 colors because at scale, at like real small scales, 4 or 5 colors with certain camos, just it's like not necessary. If you're just having like, if it's for tabletop gaming or something, unless it's like a real like a competition or display piece, you can easily get away with 3 colors. So in a bunch of my recent videos when I was painting camo, I was layering it. So I do a base coat of one color and then do like blobs and blotches of another, and then over top of that I would go over the other color. And it depends on like what kind of camo look you're going for. I've tried a few different camos. The German stuff though is very like blobby, so it's like lots of little dots. Like P dot and oak leaf are technically different, but there is lots of little dots, so you can achieve that with the brush pretty efficiently if you have a brush that doesn't have like a real sharp point. So I have a couple brushes that I've been using for that, and it's because they don't come to a point quite like this one does. If you look at this point right here, this is like a real sharp point, and then I've got another brush that is it's not quite as pointy. It's a bit more worn in. I mean, it does look pointy because I recently cleaned it and I used a bit of sculpting clay, like hair sculpting clay, to sharpen it, but it is not the same one-to-one. This one also has paint on it right now, but like when this one gets wet, it loses the point a bit, and then it becomes really good for just dotting the dot leaf pattern or the P dot pattern. So it's a bit of having a number of different paint brushes in your arsenal to achieve different effects, especially if you like want to create like texturing and chipping for tanks, for example. I have some brushes that I use just for dry brushing on like a weathered look. So having different brushes helps a lot, and then knowing when to use them. It's just like, when to use a hammer in your toolbox and when to use a screwdriver, stuff like that. So if you have a wide variety of brushes, that can help you achieve different looks more efficiently, especially at scale. Like different size brushes at different scales will help. Like this guy's huge. I probably don't need to do like a lot. Well, when I was doing it originally, I wasn't doing a ton with a very fine pointed brush. You can see some line work here I was using to just kind of create some texturing, but a lot of this was done just with a big fat brush. Hey Dervet, how you doing, bud? Thanks for joining, man. Disruptive cat. Yeah, I did a frog skin video. I have a video on my channel. It's a long format video. It's not a short, and I tried frog skin. I believe I used US camo green, a dark like flat brown, and I might have used light brown as well. I don't remember the exact colors I used, but that was very blotchy. And then it's really about a matter of not overdoing it and not creating like a pattern with it. You don't want to make anything look like it's sequential or like that's like a repeating pattern. You want like a natural organicness to it. What I think helps a lot, especially for the German camouflage patterns, is if you look at pictures of the sun coming through the leaves in spring and in fall, because that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like the light reflecting or refracting through leaves onto the ground, and that's what gives it the high contrast pattern. So looking at a real world source, you could look at light, especially during like the golden hour in the evening when the sun's setting and coming through the trees. That gives you like a really nice oak like leaf look. I'm going to grab so I think I want to, well no, I think I'm going to finish what I was doing first, was painting these toenails, and then I think I'm going to jump into painting the fire on this guy, but I want his toenails to be black. I will check chat in just a second, guys. But yeah, any questions, fire away. Once I finish this, I'll grab my figures with my recent camo practice on it, and I'll show you what I did in a bit closer detail. Just want to make sure I get these covered. It's a little bit of an awkward angle because I've got the camera right above me, so it's like I don't want to hit it with this guy's many swords. He's so big and chunky. All right, hold on one second. Hey Maximiliano, how you doing? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it's like Uglijessa Blesic. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Hold on, let me grab my... So here's the Waffen camo that I talked about in one of my other videos, and if you look at, I think like I mentioned, like if you look at the sun coming through the dry leaves and the dead leaves in the fall, it kind of looks like this. That's why I went with the brighter orange. It's like more of like a sunset look. And then if you look at these, like it's like that those golden rays coming through the trees in the spring on the more healthy green leaves. So it's like just little dots, and making sure that for the Vallejo paints, I find that you can apply them pretty wet and then let them dry, and they have like a natural softness to them when they're a little like watered down, and you can just go back in after they dry and dab them up a little bit more, and you get I think it's a pretty effective look at scale. I mean, I think I could do even better and be like more controlled, but I was doing these pretty quickly, so I think they turned out pretty nice for the time. But I didn't even like the bottoms. I don't even bother painting this too. But these are good. These are BMC toy soldiers. They're reproductions of classic toy soldiers, which it shows you here on the bottom. It says CTS, classic toy soldiers, and these were. I guess the line was produced in 2012, but I'm not sure exactly when these were pressed and made. I just got more of those assault troops from BMC Toys, and they came in this really nice like dark green color. Still says 2012, but I believe this is a newer color for this line. And they look really cool. But I'm going to spray paint them black and paint them up. Try to do my best. Give them all Waffen color camo, and probably do like a mix of camo like with the other ones, different color pants and different color smocks. Nice, Primo. That's cool, man. I really like painting the camo. I like the artistry to it. I like the randomness of creating the not patterns, but the camouflage itself. Like this guy has been fun to paint, but I'm getting like just a little tired of him. He's just been around too long, and now I'm like, okay, I need to get you done. It's been around on the desk for too long now, and I need to get him out the door back to his owner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a reference of a tiger in a minute here, and I'm going to use that to finish this off, but I'm pretty sure I just want to go over these edges. And I'm using like a broader brush here. This is my scrubber brush, and I just like how it lays down in broad areas. It's pretty efficient. this too. I can do like this dabbing action, sort of like a stippling, and just kind of cover areas in broad strokes. I can go back in later and detail them up. I'm not going to go crazy with the detailing on this guy, so I just need to keep moving on it. Hey, Plastic War 72. I will try to make it tonight, sir. I don't know if I'll be there. Usually that's around bedtime for my son, and we get crazy around here. It gets just very distracting, and I don't necessarily always have the opportunity to jump in there and chat. Last week's was really cool though. Seeing Dan Nance, his stuff was incredible. I started following him on all his social channels and just getting up to speed on his work. So that was really cool. Shout out to Paul Knapp for getting that artist on. That was a really cool episode. I was just impressed with that, how much that guy has done. Just very prolific. Hey, happy Sun Dodger, how you doing? Yeah, it's almost 2 p.m. Eastern time here in New Jersey. No, this is not a 3D printed piece. This is a plastic kit from Conquest Last Argument of Kings. I think it retails for like maybe like $120, I think. Conquest has some, like, for what they are, for what you get, they're, and certainly compared to like Games Workshop, they're relatively affordable. But this is a miniature. This is a monster from their line. I forget the name of the army that it goes to, but he's a beast. I've painted one already. I didn't paint it for the channel though. I should have, but I really focused in on that and took my time and did like all the individual strokes and fibers of hair and stuff, and I had a lot of fun painting it. This guy, I'm not being paid as much, so I was told to not go as crazy, but I'm still trying to make it look cool, and you know, it still takes a lot of time. But I will not be doing any more commissions for this kind of work moving forward. It's just I just can't justify the time that it takes for the cost, you know. I love doing it, but it's hard to justify. Plus, I'm going to be focusing a lot on the more historical stuff and the army men and selling those on my channel, so that'll be my focus rather than taking on specific commissions. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a really incredible figure in general, the design of it. There's like 2 different versions with 2 different heads and a different weapon loadout that you can get. I painted the other one. He's carrying a staff and like a chain that he uses, and this one he's got 4 swords, and they're really cool. I don't know what I'm going to do with the swords yet. I haven't decided on like how to paint them. I just hit them with a can of spray paint to give them some like shining, but I might do a bit more. Really though, I need to work on this face a bit, the fire, the swords, and then touch up some of the other areas that kind of got away from me. I need light brown and I need orange. Bear with me while I look for my colors. I'm right here. Okay, yeah, so I got some light brown. That's almost like orangey. That looks good. I think I'm just going to use a bit of that to bring up his color palette a bit more. And I've got some sunset orange. I think mixing that in with the light brown will give me a bit more of like a highlight. I don't know. I'm lost track. I think somewhere. I think to get to this stage, it's probably around 4 hours. But it's like half an hour here, half an hour there. You know, it wasn't like one sitting, and I kind of went back and forth. The other one I painted, I put about 16 hours into that total, and that looks like it looks. I mean, it looks good, but it looks way better than this. Because it's like I did every single like little hair, and I spent a lot of time on the face. Even the back had like really like really finely done figments of like pigments of hair. I will. I think I posted a picture of it in my channel posts, like in the community feed when I was done, but I can't remember now if it was the final version or not. Because I also did the base with sand, like made the base look like sand dunes. Yeah, Dang is right. It took a while. This always happens though, is I let things linger a little bit too long with these commissions, and then I have a hard time finishing them up because I lose focus and steam on them. I'm the kind of person who's got to like do one project, do it well, and do it right, and then get it done. But if things linger for too long, or if like the deadline's too far out, it feels like a slog when I actually get back into it, or if I have to keep going back to it. I like to get into a flow state and get things done. Looking for my flat brown. Thanks, man. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's like kind of like sloppy all over the place, and it needs a lot of like just trim work. So like you can see here, there's like some of the gold got on this turquoise, and like brown got like all the, it just needs like lots of touch ups. I didn't do this thing that's black down here. I have to do this thing right here, this like piece of cloth, and then the swords are, I see a lot of things, like a lot of white when I oversprayed. I masked this guy off, and then I sprayed his back white. He was already primed when I got him. He was primed like a sandy color, so I had to like essentially redo all that. And I got some white on this gold, so I got to redo touch-ups on everything. It's just like a lot of little stuff. I'm going to mix in some brown to the light brown to get a better hue, I think. Yeah, I know what you're saying about the patience. I lost it for a little bit with this guy in particular. It does happen. I do lose my patience. I get bored, especially when I've got so much else to paint. I try to move with the inspiration, and then I try to move quickly. And then if I don't get to a result that I really love quickly and doesn't keep me moving on it, and I take a break, it's like sometimes it's a while before I get back to it. And now it's been a while, and I can't remember exactly how I got this color on his shoulders up here. I can't remember the exact color I used, and I didn't write it down. So that was my fault. It might be actually Cavalry Brown. And like mixed it because it's like more of a brownish hue. looks like it was right. Like cavalry brown mixed with light brown. Looks pretty good. Now I've got it on stream so I can remember. I can just check the stream back and be like, what color? Yeah, I don't want to overdo it. I know the client doesn't really expect me to overdo it, but I've also got some standards for myself that I like to try and hit, and I like to be proud of the work when I hand it off too. So I want to make sure it's at least to a standard that I would be proud to show other people. Now I'm pretty sure the underside of Tiger's paws is white, so I need to kind of move this down into a white color down here. So what I'll do is I'll just sort of like gently feather this paint. It's pretty wet. You can see how it just sort of like diffuses at the bottom here the way I'm pulling it down. So what I'll do is once I get down to here, I'll go into a white, and then that'll give me the white paws. Just a lot of mixing to get that color that I like. Thanks, WW2. Was it Mazer? Did you mean Master? World War II Master? Or is it Mazer? Just a heads up, I am gonna have to stop here around, I think 2:45 is like the latest I'm gonna paint for. Got my son coming home shortly after that. And I wanna be off stream when he gets home. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving here in the United States, and it's just very, very hectic. A lot going on. It is Mazer. Cool. At a glance, it looks like Master. What do you think? Should I put some music on? I have to find some copyright-free music. Yesterday when I streamed, I didn't shut up the whole time. I'll figure something out about with the music in a short minute. Let me get these paws done. I think looking for music right now is just going to distract me and slow me down. So I'm keeping that blend pretty watered down, so it like fuses, like it diffuses a little bit between the two colors. It feels a little bit more like a natural change between the two, the dark and the white. I think that looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good little blend for as quick as it was. So then, like, just to blend back and go back in with a bit more of that brown mixture and go right over the edges where it's diffusing a bit. And that looks pretty good. This foot back here is going to be a bit more awkward. Oh, okay. So it stands for something. That's cool, man. That's awesome. I did not know that. Microwave application by stimulated emission of radiation. That does sound familiar. I've probably heard that at some point, but never committed it to memory. Very cool. Thank you for telling me. Keep painting the swords. Every time I move my brush, I like brush up against the sword and paint them a little bit. Good thing they're not done. I also have to be careful not to like dip the sword edge into the paint palette here. What I've had happen in the past when I've been painting this guy is I've dug my the sword into the palette and like ripped it and then just made a mess. This is definitely like a clunky model to paint on camera. I mean, even not, because I think I did that when I wasn't even recording anything. It's just like as you're like doing it, it's kind of, there's lots of angles to it. I'll be happy when it's done. I think if I was going to paint another one of these guys, I'd have to charge like at least $350, because there's a lot to them. But that's like for me to like achieve a standard I'm happy with. And yeah, I did not charge that for this. But he's a buddy of mine too, so it's not a big deal. And it'll get used at this at our gaming group, so it's kind of like for me to play with as well. It's not like it's getting shipped off to another country and I'll never see it again. It's made of plastic. It's a plastic kit. It's a model kit. I believe its name is Rakshasa Ravana, and there's 2 versions of them that can be built. The other one has like more of like an Indian deity head, but the weapons change, but the fire on the back is the same. It's almost like a Vishnu character head, like a god, an Indian god or deity. This whole army is based around Indian culture, and there's a lot of like jinn, like genies and spirits that dance in fire. It's pretty cool. It's very flavorful. I like it a lot. I think if I was going to play an army, like buy one for myself, this would be high up on the list. They also have they just have really creative armies. There's a great like orcish army that is really fun. They've also got one that, and yeah, no, the orcish one uses like dinosaurs as cavalry. It's just a lot of fun. There's lots of different armies though. There's like one that's like all clones. There's a couple that are more like traditional medieval style armies. It's a fantasy game, so you've got that. And then there's orcs, these guys. There's a clone army, a couple medieval. I think there's a dwarf army. I'm trying to remember them all. They keep coming out with new ones too. I think every year they do like another army release. And it's a relatively new game in the tabletop gaming world, so they don't have a huge range of figures, but there is a lot, and every year they keep adding to it with more and more beautiful sculpts. Like there's some really fun stuff out there. There's one that says Spider Rider. Oh yeah, there's an army that's like all ogres that look like they're like Asian inspired. I believe they're kind of like what's the name? It's not kaiju. It's is it like kami? And they're really fun too. They're like these really big brutes. But then they also have these soldiers that look like folded origami. That's like really fun too. All right, I think his feet look decent. All right, so that was pretty fun. Thanks for sitting with me while I rambled through that. Oh, it doesn't show your YouTube name? Oh, I understand. Yeah, they can do anything. There's more armies, I just can't think of them at the moment, but there is some pretty cool stuff. Ooh. These hands. So if I just very gently go over these paws, and the water is wet enough, it gives it sort of like the illusion of fur, like it's a little wispy, and I don't have to be perfect with the coverage. I can just sort of move it across, and it flows nicely enough that I think it kind of feels like fur a little bit. This isn't like this is, I could definitely go slower and make it look better, but you know, time is a factor. And it really already does look awesome as it is on the tabletop, which is the most important thing. So, but if you pick it up, it's like less details underneath, more details on top. Oh, okay, the Panzer Division, cool. It's hard to get into some of these angles and still get it on camera. Like I can't get like around his hand here and still get it like in a good angle that you can see it all the time. Kind of seeing here, like I know I don't need to paint in here. Nobody's complaining and asking for it, but it bothers me if I don't at least try. How am I doing on time? Yeah, alright, cool. Okay, I'm going to try and paint for another 20 minutes max, I think. This was sort of another impromptu painting session. I jumped on here yesterday as well. I might try and paint again tomorrow on live, but closer to noon my time. So that'd be 12 p.m. Eastern. So the client really likes orange and teal, and I need to tighten up some of the oranges and teals that I have on here. I'm still here. I'm looking for color. So yeah, it's turquoise, not teal. Sorry, but I do have a number of colors here. Just gonna go around and go over all the turquoise colors in a minute. watch football? I don't. I'm in a fantasy league though. This is my first year ever doing fantasy. I do watch the Eagles from time to time, but I don't have cable, and I don't really watch football much. I used to watch it all the time. I watch more baseball than I do football, but it's not baseball season. Do you watch? Are you do you have a favorite team? Can't remember what color I did on this orange back here. That's bad. Oh, Rams, cool. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not big into football. Which is weird for an American to say, I think. Everyone I know loves football. My wife's not really into it either, though, so it's not like we kind of, neither of us pushes the other to watch it, so. I am in a fantasy league though for the first time ever, and it's not going great. It's we just hit 500 record, and it's just been like, it's just fantasy, so it's always so hit and miss. You never know what's going to happen. And one of our star wide receiver was CeeDee Lamb, and he was injured for 3 games in the beginning of the year. And it's not an ultra competitive league either. It's just family. But we've got 10 teams, and there's like two people on every team. And it's been fun for the most part because it's it's family, and we're trying to make it engaging and fun. But it's I don't watch every game. I kind of just catch them on the computer and see if I'm winning or not, and then we make adjustments as we need to. But we've had a tough run of it. Lost a lot of games by narrow margins for due to injuries and stuff. Not being able to pick up anybody better. It's been a learning experience. I'm on a team with my dad, so it's fun. If I catch the mistake fast enough, I will just wipe it away. I'll usually go back to my water real quick, which is off to the side right here, and I will try and dilute the paint down as much as I can and then brush it away as much as I can. It really depends on the result of that. Really depends on how much paint is underneath of it. If it starts to like pull off the underpaint, then it's not worth it. Then I'll just wait for it to dry and go back over. I really try and keep the paint very thin, so I can go, like, say that's a perfect example right there, right? So it went too far down on there, so I'll just, with a clean brush, I'll just go in there and wipe it away. It's a great example. Now it's gone. And if I really wanted to, I could go back in with the dark brown that's still on the palette. Just, work on that separation a little bit. But I could spend, days just going back and forth blending these to be perfect. But it's also kind of got a nice painterly look to it, which is nice. So I think make sure I didn't miss any hands. If I add a bit of orange to this, one of the things I need to go through and do, and that's just, I need to I'm probably gonna do this off stream, but I need to look at my reference. I was looking at a Bengal tiger for the face, and I need to go in and put in the black stripes again. I think I want to do that. But I also just need to get this coverage better. The liner of the mouth, like his lips, they'll stay black, and then I need to figure out what I'm doing with the actual pattern on his face here. It's a fantasy model, so I can interpret it however I want, but I think the other one I made look like a real tiger, so I think if I'm going to spend a lot more time on this guy, it'll be on his face. One of the things that I was always reading about and being told when I started miniature painting at the beginning is that you should spend more time on the face, because that's where people look the longest, and that's sort of what people judge the harshest. Yeah, underneath. Yeah. I was just thinking about that. Like a lot of the times, it's like I did not paint under there, but I won't. I won't paint under there because no one's really going to see that, and I've got to make some concessions in some places too. Right? I gotta know my limits in some areas for what this is and how much I'm being paid and how. Yeah, alright, so I think, do I mix colors, or are there colors only made for that color? For this tiger, I'm mixing the colors. I'm using Cavalry Brown, Light Brown, and this is, this orange is called, I dropped it, it's called Orange Fire. So these four colors are basically getting mixed together. This is also Sunset Orange right here. But I only used a little bit of that, and I didn't really like the way it was looking. So if I really wanted to just make him like more orange in skin all the way over, I would do like a glaze of this orange, which just basically means like a really watered down version, like to this consistency, and then I would just paint over all of it. Like I probably will do it just to kind of bring out the orange in some areas, but I won't make him like totally orange, just like glaze over it. So it's a lot of mixing for this guy, because I didn't have like the perfect colors for skin. Normally though, like when I'm painting the historical figures, for example, Vallejo does a great job of pre-mixing like all the colors perfectly. So like I never really mix things like US like camo green, or they've got like a field drab and a tan earth, and those colors are great out of the bottle, and khaki, for example, that's another one. Don't really have to mix that with anything, it just looks good out of the bottle. So what I might do is add some black to it or white to increase the contrast in some areas, to create shadows and highlights. but it is perfect out of the bottle. Cool. I am probably going to end this stream now, like 10 minutes early, because I want to get some things organized over here before my son gets home. So this was another fun sort of impromptu session, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I painted. I will try and do this again tomorrow, probably earlier my time, around noon, but I would also try to give everyone a heads up in the community posts as well. I've got a lot of things in motion now. We've also got the holiday coming up on Thursday, so I'm going to be taking some time off from painting. I want to try and get some stuff done ahead of that holiday. I haven't posted a short in a while because I haven't been painting little. Well, I've been painting, but I haven't had figured out the video format yet. I'm working on a long format video for these Mars figures that I've been working on, as well as a video for the Airfix figures that I painted. So they're kind of like a two in one, reviewing these versus the Airfix figures. And I went over this. I went over this on stream yesterday, but this is Airfix and this is Mars, and there are pros and cons to both of them. So I want to talk about those in the video. I talked a bit about them on the live stream, but yeah. Oh, look, I just dropped him in the paint. Yeah. All right, guys. There's another good example. Like you dropped him in the paint, but this is a wet sponge, so I just wiped it right off. And his base needs to be repainted anyway. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much. I will talk to you very soon. I appreciate